So here I am beginning to unbox the popcorn machine. I open it right on up and then pull out the instructions. So there are two manuals, one in English and one in Spanish. And as you may have noticed, or you're about to notice, I sped up this video just to save on time because I'm really slow and I take a lot of time to do pretty much everything. Except for speaking. I sometimes speak really quickly. So now I just pull off the plastic and get to the inside of this. And one of the reasons I wanted to document the unboxing is that I actually bought this machine off of a buying-selling app called Let Go on my phone. So it's people in your relative neighborhood area, people who live around you selling things. And you can also sell things, but I don't. I'm pretty much just a purchaser because I'm a giant hoarder. So as you can see, it was packed pretty well. Not extraordinary well or not well enough, but still pretty well, and I'll show you why later it's not quite well enough. So here I am again, actually reading instructions, which I hardly ever do. But again, because it was new to me, and I wanted to make sure everything was working, I actually did try to read the instructions. And so I had to clean out little styrofoam pieces from the packaging and then wipe it down. I wanted to make sure I cleaned it before using it since we are using it for food. And here I am still wiping it down, taking off the extra tape. And then I grabbed more things out of the box. So what I grabbed out of the box there were the measuring cups. There's a big one and a little one. The bigger one is for the corn to pop, and the little one is for the butter or oil to put in. I also grabbed out the crank and the pot. And look at me actually reading instructions. Something I hardly ever do. And I tried to put the crank on, but then I saw that you actually need to put the pot in to screw the crank into. And then this is where it got difficult. Realize that I do have this video sped up and it still took me this long to figure out how to get that in there. For the life of me, I just could not figure it out. And then there's my giant head blocking the view. Oh, I wasn't gonna let you see and then I blocked again. Okay. So I do eventually get it to fit in there. And let me show you a little closer look of what it looked like. That's how it fit in. Looks easy, but it wasn't easy to figure out and put it in there. And then that's the side where the crank's gonna get screwed in. And then I test out how it'll work. I wanted to make sure I knew how it worked before I heated it up and put stuff in there. I'm not a great fan of burns, so I wanted to make sure I knew what I was doing. So you just tip it, and that's how the popcorn falls out. And then this is why I said it was not packed well enough. The top part was broken and kind of hanging there. And I don't blame the lady I bought it from on Let Go because I believe it was a gift to her, because the bottom of the packaging still had a wrapping paper on it. So I'm pretty sure someone probably bought it on sale and then gave it to her as a gift and she never used it. And because I'm a hoarder, I had some matching red duct tape in my garage, which I went and grabbed. Which actually works surprisingly well. I was able to get the cracks up there flush and stick it on there. And if you don't know what you're looking for, you actually can't even see that it wasn't perfect. However, I did use a reasonable amount of duct tape just because I wanted to cover all the cracks to make sure it wouldn't keep cracking and to make sure it was sealed. And I actually take a pretty long time doing this just because I wanted to make sure it was done really well. And let me clarify, when I say that I'm a hoarder, yes, I hoard things, but I'm more of a craft hoarder. I'm not really hoarding old newspapers or anything weird like that. More just like glitter and various colors of e-tape and duct tape. Okay, so I got that done. And now I'm trying it out. But I couldn't because it wasn't plugged in. And it was actually really hard to figure out where to plug it in. There was a cable coming out the back, so I knew it had to be plugged in somewhere, but I didn't know what the cable was connected to. And then it had this other cable hanging down in the back that also didn't have an obvious place to hook it up to. So I did read the instruction manual again and figured it out. And now I'm actually turning it on. And you have to turn it on for a few minutes first so it can heat up. And then you turn it off again so that you can put the kernels in without burning yourself. But it's still hot, so be careful. And it's a brand new bag of popcorn, so I had to take a little time to open it also. So I get the exact amount that it wants, and it does say in the instruction manual not to overload it, only put the amount that they gave you the measuring cups for, so that you don't break it or ruin it or start anything dangerous. So it says to use the little spoon measuring cup, and I let my assistant put it in there. And it was still hot, so we were being careful. I am using my bare hands to open, but again, it's not on, and I was more using my nails. So then I turned it back on, and then waited. And this is probably after like 3 to 5 minutes, it actually started popping. And yes, I realize this is taking a long time to watch, but I did speed up the camera, but I wanted you to be able to see the whole type of process it goes through. And then you kind of tip it over, so everything that didn't fall out, you tip out. And the instructions did say to make sure you get all the kernels and everything out. There weren't a ton of kernels, and I did try to make sure I didn't get them in the popcorn boxes. And we're trying this out actually for a birthday party we're having. So I use the type of popcorn boxes we would be using for the birthday party. We're doing a lot of trials lately, getting ready. And the butter/oil that we use is actually meant to be used for popcorn machines and to be used to season your popcorn. So I put a little butter on there and then tasted it, and it wasn't quite what I wanted it to taste like. And then I realized because it was only buttery and not salty. So I went and got some salt and mixed that in, did some seasoning, some trial seasoning. Oh, and those were just the packages that I got. I got them from Party City. And the amount that one little measuring cup of kernels made was enough for about 3 of the popcorn boxes. Just giving you an idea about how much it makes in one, not serving, but one cooking. And then for the cleaning process, I didn't have a scoop yet, so I was just using a spoon or a ladle to get everything out, I guess. And then I just made sure that I got all the crumbs out and got all the kernels out and cleaned it again before putting it away. And that's about it. Thanks for spending time with me today and watching this unboxing and trial use of the Zone Palomitera old-fashioned popcorn machine. Thank you for watching and have a great day.